Whoa, bad cat. That was me. Bad cat. It happens. It happens. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. If you don't know, I am Kat, the Nurse Flipper. We do this show every Tuesday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern. I am happy to have my co-host, Sunny. I went the wrong way again. What is wrong with me? I've been doing this 5 years, and I still cannot point the right direction. Sunny is back. So we are happy to have Sunny back. Below me, both these ladies have never been on before, so be nice to them. Don't be mean. Miss Linda is Lala's Mercantile. She is below me. And then Catty Corn is Miss Kathy, who is Picasso Cat. So I am going to make them big. They can introduce themselves, let you know kind of what they do. So if you guys have questions that pertain to what they're doing, you might want to ask some that you might not normally ask. So here is Miss Linda.
Hi, I'm Linda of Lala's Mercantile, and I am so excited to be on this show. I've been watching it for years, and it motivates me, and I hope it motivates you guys. I started selling on Mercari, then I switched over to eBay Mercari, then I am now on Posh. So I do the cross posting all the time. And those are my main three platforms that I sell on, and I've been doing it for years. My husband is home 2 weeks, and then he's out at sea for 2 weeks. So when he's out to sea for 2 weeks, I am a full-time seller. When he's home, I'm a part-time to full-time seller. But it's what I do. It's the only thing I do.
Perfect. Here is Miss Kathy.
Hello, everybody. I see some of my buddies out there in the chat. I'm Kathy Picasso Cat, and I'm so thrilled to be here, too. I've been watching Nurse. I'm one of those silent watchers, but I will start commenting more. I don't sell on eBay right now, but I am getting ready to start again. I think I did go today and change my name on there. It will be Picasso Cat, like most of my platforms. I mainly sell on YouTube Lives, and I do 2 sales a week. Not every week. I kind of give myself a break every now and then. But I'm a part-time reseller, so I do Thursdays on YouTube Live around 4 o'clock Eastern. Sometimes it's at 3 o'clock. And Sundays, the Chatty Kitties, there's 4 of us, and we rotate channels. And that's every Sunday at 9 o'clock Eastern. You'll see one of us there. And Steph, I think, is coming next week. Steph sells stuff by the seashore. She's in the chat. I also sell on Poshmark. And I have sold also on Instagram. So I have a little bit of knowledge here and there. So basically, that is it that I can think of.
Perfect. All right. So we have a lot of questions. I tell you guys this every week. Make sure you get them in early. Sometimes it's very rare we get through all of your questions. So if you don't get them in early, there's no guarantee that we're going to get them. So let's see. We do have a couple of super chats, or I think one. It looks like Carrie's Paradise Vintage. Oh, I see 2 of them. Carrie's Paradise Vintage sent a $10 super chat and said, I'm going to Greece for 2 weeks. When should I stop sending offers and set my store on vacation mode? Or should I just adjust the length of my shipping time? And she said, thanks so much for all the great info week after week.
I'm in the hot seat.
You are in the hot seat.
Okay. I would absolutely not lengthen your ship time, because what if something happens? What if you broke your ankle or something like that when you're away? Put that on vacation. Enjoy yourself. Don't worry about it. And I would put it on maybe 2 days before you leave, and then 2 days when you come home, because you always need a vacation after a vacation. So that's what I would do.
And I agree. Now I sell on Poshmark, but I usually put mine on vacation. Like I do it like 5 days before I go on vacation. I'll put my Poshmark closet just however long I am gone, and then, like she said, allow a couple of days till after you get back. Put on vacation mode.
I still accept offers. Would I end up having result of getting offers or even purchases? Is people still messaging? When are you going to send my items? So when you create a vacation mode, they will get a little alert on the window saying the seller is gone, as we most see them. So sometimes you'll have to remind them in a message. So that could be another thing to keep an eye out on if you're wanting to be accepting offers. If not, you could just have the other option of just putting everything on vacation mode and not accepting offers. So putting on vacation mode, you're going to still have options to consider and be available, or just put it all on pause. And also, when I go on vacation, I'm usually gone for like a week now, 2 weeks out of the time. And although I accept offers and get orders come in, regardless of what I have out there, I don't change my time frame. I do put a message in the notes of vacation saying that this is when I'm leaving and this is when I'm returning. So that's what the customers are going to see. But what I do is give that time frame leeway, so when I get back, I still have time to work on things and not be in a rush. Say I'm coming back tomorrow, and now I'm like, oh my God, I'm here at 4:49 before the post office closes. So I don't like to feel pressured or rushed. So I give myself 2 days. And if I end up doing it that day or the day before it closes, the time frame, like, that's all good. But it's also good to keep communication with people. So different variables to play with.
Yeah, so I'm kind of a little bit different than Sunny. So for me, I would definitely do vacation mode, because 2 weeks is a little too long. I think a week I might be okay extending my shipping time. I'm in a different position than most people who resell, though, because I have full-time employees, so I can go on vacation and my store just keeps going. But if I didn't have that, I would put on vacation mode. Offers are weird. So some of them like stay good for like 4 days, and I don't know why. So I would almost say stop sending offers at like 5 days before you're going to leave, because if somebody accepts it and then you don't ship, you're going to get dinged. And also with the offers, with the automated, you're going to have to edit that. I don't know if you're using that. I use the automated offers a lot. Like my 50% off offers, I put out there for a year, because I know I've had the item over a year. I'm going to accept 50%. I make those offers good for a year. So I would have to go in. There is like a place where you can stop all of those offers. You would need to do that as well. So if you're using that, make sure you're aware of that. And then, I would, like Sunny said, he gives himself a couple days. I would turn off my vacation mode. Like if I was coming back on a Sunday, my vacation mode would be off on Friday, so I could get sales that whole weekend. And then I'm a workaholic. So even when I'm on vacation, I'm still listing. So even though my store is on vacation mode, I would still have new listings coming up. So I would probably turn mine on like 3 to 5 days before I got back, and I would be okay having myself slammed when I got back. Unlike Sunny, I function better under stress, so I'm okay with running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So that's what I would do. Just be very careful of those offers, though, since we can use them now with setting them up for an extended length of time. I hear one of the children coming up the stairs. Brooke has said she is bringing Buddy because he is turning a year old tomorrow, and that's who it is. So I am going to wait to give you the super chat. Look, oh, come here, Buddy. Come on. Look, oh, Buddy.
He does not like the hat.
He has a birthday hat, but he doesn't like it. He's hiding under my chair.
Come here. No.
Oh, here. Come here, Buddy.
Here's Mama.
Come here, Buddy.
Oh,
Look, he has a birthday hat.
Oh.
It's Buddy's birthday tomorrow.
And his bandana says "Happy Birthday, Boy."
Happy
He
birthday.
doesn't like the hat.
It says "Birthday, Boy."
He does not like the hat. So
Did you get
Brooke got
him
him a birthday cake and everything. So tomorrow
It's a giant dog treat that says
Look,
"Happy Birthday," and
she
it's
brought
a little cake.
she brought his birthday cake. He's under my seat trying to get the hat off again. So he's got it like cocked to the side. Come here. You can cut. He said, "Get this." He's rolling all over. He wants that hat
what kind of
off.
dog is it?
He's a golden retriever, and he'll be. Look, he's like, "Get it off my head." He'll be a year old tomorrow. So Yeah, so it is Buddy's birthday. All right, I'm going to give you the octopus super chat. So Brooke forewarned me that she was bringing him out here to show him off for his birthday. So here is the octopus. Oh, I covered me up. I didn't even notice. Gino made that octopus for this octopus. We tried to make this one move, but we couldn't get it to work. We tried. All right. Next super chat, Miss Mary sent a $4.99 super chat and said she's a new eBay seller, 19 listings with 3 sales. Any tips on how to streamline estimating package size and dimensions while listing?
Wow. Normally, what I do is when I list an item, I try to put it in a box or a bag that's similar to what it's actually going to get sent out in, and I use those dimensions, and then I put it on the scale, so that would be the weight. But aside from that, I don't know what else I could do, really.
And I'm trying to think, because on Poshmark, you don't really have to think about that, because although things are changing on Poshmark, but I mean, as far as priority. But I think when I did eBay, because my son's doing it now and I'm trying to help him, and I told him, see what fits, see, what size box you think these items will fit in. And I weigh it because I'm like that. I want to know. I don't like to guess. So I kind of, just add a couple of ounces. I'll put the items in a box, weigh it, get the dimensions. I do all that stuff. Because I just want to know. I don't want to guess. So
I think after experience, it gets a lot easier for everybody individually. For me, I'm thinking about t-shirts and pants. I know my t-shirts with the prices of things going up will be like $6 shipping. And just about everything else, like pants jeans are usually over £1. So I automatically put them inside for a padded flat rate envelope. I think it's a little over $9 now. But like I said, the two Tuesdays ago when I was here, I like to keep my shipping costs right where it's at when things are changing, just to give it a little bit more people wanting to pinch every cent off and go for my order instead of other people. And then a few months later, I'll change the shipping cost. So if it's things like on knickknacks where I'm selling live, small hard good figurines, I'll just literally sit down where I'm at right now. My scale's right in front of me. Under my phone, and I'll just weigh everything really quick and do it that way, and then separate the bigger items that way.
So my big thing to you would be that if it's under 12 by 12 by 12, it doesn't matter, because the price is the same, unless it's like something that's like 4 by 4 by 20, because the longer ones, they will hit you with like a surcharge. But I put 8 by 8 by 8 on everything unless it's going to be oversized, because it really does not matter. eBay does not do dimensional shipping. I believe Etsy does, so that might ding me a little bit on Etsy sometimes. Oh, I hear an echo. But I put 8 by 8 by 8. So really, if it's not going to be something giant, it doesn't matter. If it is something bigger, what I typically do is add like 3 inches to each side, and that is what I would put for the box. So like a 16 by 20 painting, I'm gonna put it at like 19 by 23 by say 4 inches if it's an inch thick painting, and that's what I'm gonna use. And we might not have that size of box, but it might be a little bit bigger, but at least I got a good amount of shipping for it, because the big thing is that you're charging for the oversized shipping, and you might lose a little. But typically for me, if I'm selling something a lot bigger, it's going to be more valuable. So if I lose a little bit on shipping, I'm okay with that. And yeah, that's basically what I do. All right, I'm going to give you my whale. Here you go. All right, let's see what else we got going on. All right, Miss Kathy says, what do you think about resellers purposely pricing an item lower than others to get the sale? I hear resellers say it's not considerate of other resellers.
Well, if you do your research, she might have hers too high. You got to do your own research and find out. I mean, if she's asking $89 and it's worth $45, why would you even care? But on the other hand, I don't. It's fair game. If you want to post it for less and get rid of it quick and get the cash, I'm all about it. That doesn't even I don't know. It's not really on my radar. It's just, I want what I want for it. I know what I paid for it. I want it out of my house. So I'm sorry, but I would not worry about that.
And since I do mostly live sales, and I don't have to pay the eBay costs or the other like Poshmark fees, then I do offer my items a little bit lower than what I would get for it on eBay. Now, if I'm selling on Poshmark, I just look at the comps and try to do it, according to that. I don't try to price anything lower because I want to leave room for sending offers out. But I say do what you want. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
As far as pricing.
There's so many times that I price my items at the top dollar and still end up selling faster than other items. Exact same thing, exact same size, at least from what I'm looking at. And it's sold pretty fast, most items. And then sometimes it's probably less what you're looking at because we're moving so rapidly and fast through things. We're just trying to fixate on our goals of listing and money-wise at the end of the month or 2 weeks. Sometimes their items might be less because it might have a flaw, or it just might be a person who has things listed but not an actual reseller. They're just letting go of things, and that happens all the time.
But somebody might think something's wrong with this item. It's priced lower than everyone else's, so it's a catch-22. I'm going to go with that. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No, that's a very, very valid point. And I actually had this discussion with somebody the other day who prices way lower. And I am one of those people saying that it is not considerate of other resellers. And live selling's whatever, live selling's like the wild, wild west. I start $100 items at $3. That's a totally different ball game. But, and like Linda's point was very spot on. If you price too low, people are going to be like, what is wrong with this item? Right? Like,
Yeah.
why is it so cheap? But I do price lower than other resellers. But when I say lower, we're talking like 50 cents. Like, I'm not talking about like $10, because what's going to happen, and that's the whole race to the bottom. If everybody goes like $1, you're going to end up with $10 jeans instead of $40 jeans because everybody's doing that. So when I look at the comps, if I see a low one, I'm not going to automatically think, oh, I can only get $30 for this when all the rest of them are selling at 60, somebody underpriced. And that's not going to be me. So I will most of the time, and if mine's nicer than theirs, I'm going to price it higher. And I will let it sit. Like, I had some pottery. There were like 20 pieces by the artist on, and if you watch me a while, you know about this. But Louis Meideke is a Southwest potter or Northwest potter. He's out of Seattle area. There were only 20 of his pieces on eBay, and they were at like $20, $30. But when I went and looked on WorthPoint, his pieces used to sell for like $80 to $200. So what I said is, I have 80 pieces. So when I put my pieces on here, I have the majority. I have 4 times the amount that's listed on eBay right now. I'm going to have the market. I'm going to price them high. Let the other 20 sell. That's fine. Let them sell cheap. I think this is a good potter. He has good work. I'm going to raise that value back up. And I did. And I sold multiple pieces for $100, $150. I paid $8 a piece. I wasn't in a lot. So my friend that I was having the discussion with was like, yeah, but I feel bad because I didn't pay much and I know people want stuff. This is wants. Okay. It's not needs. Nobody needs a nice piece of pottery, right? They want it. But I actually had somebody that knew the artist message me and thank me for increasing the value. They noticed it. They saw it. So if you are ever in a situation like that where you buy so much of one item and you're almost, you're the majority of the market, you can mark it up if you see it has a history of going higher. I would not have done that if there wasn't a history showing that they could sell for that much, but I had that history on WorthPoint and saw that they would. Dalton just walked in here. All right. So you want to tell everybody good night?
Good night.
Dalton.
Let me kiss.
Sweet dreams.
All right, I love you. All right. At least Sister's home. Sister is home this week, so somebody's in the house with him, so we aren't going to have the breakdown we've had the past few weeks. Oh, a super chat. Denise's Magical Emporium said she's here to support Miss Kathy.
Hi, Denise. Yeah, a lot of my buddies are in the chat. Helen and Steph, Lucinda.
They're all here. Thank you guys for coming. I really, really appreciate it.
Good
right.
group of buddies.
I have a kitty cat one, so I'm gonna do the kitty cat one. Here you go.
Encore.
Love that one.
All right, let's see what's going on. All right, Miss Wendy said, what process do you have in place to establish profit? Like what you cleared from eBay and then subtract what you pay for the item. Like how are you figuring out what you're making for profit? And then I'm gonna put this and go back to it. I just want to read this because she said continue. I'm gonna just leave the first question there, and then I'll address the second part because I think the second part's more towards me. So what process do you have to make sure that you're making money? I think is essentially her question.
Well, I usually know by what I pay on the buy. I buy really low. Like I love like 50 cents. I love the bins. I love the charge fairs where you put everything in a bucket or bag or whatever it is. And so, but I do love to shop at the regular stores, but I like the 50% off days. So normally I know like somewhere, I mean, I probably half-ass it, but I have a like an Excel sheet, and I look at like what I paid for it, and then what it sold for, and then I just go with that, because if I'm starting to figure out the taxes and what is it when we like have them promote it and stuff like that, I'd be stuck in the world of paperwork all day. So I just wing it and I don't worry about it, because at the end of the day, I have kind of common sense. I can figure out I made a decent amount or I didn't. I'm sorry, that probably is not helping you much, but I just kind of wing it.
Yeah, when I first started reselling, the way I did it was I knew what I purchased, what I spent, and I just knew if I sold more. I mean, the items I sold, I can't even explain. As long as I sold them for less than what I paid for them, I knew the profit.
Now you sold them for more than what you paid, not less.
Yeah, I'm selling them for
everybody go buy from her.
my brain. Anyways, now I'm kind of flighty with the way I do things. I know I buy low. I go to Goodwill on Senior Day. I get 25% off. So I try to buy things the lowest amount possible. And of course, I will sell them, for 2-3 times more than what I paid for them. Hopefully, sometimes more. There are times when I know, I just did this the other day, I could kick myself. I sold something for less than what I paid for it. It happens sometimes. But and I just write I'm the old fashioned. I don't know the Excel. I don't know the computer well. I do everything on paper. And then I try to account for also when I'm pricing something, the shipping costs, because that you're going to pay for your boxes, you're going to pay for your paper, your bubble wrap, all that you got to take into consideration. So, just kind of add a little bit extra in for that.
How many people in the chat are watching this have sold something for less than what you paid for? Because it will happen eventually, sometimes just by accident, and just life happens, right?
Yeah.
Or you made a mistake and paid too much.
That too. for the longest time, I've been trying to, or I not trying because I do this. I try to find things for 3 times the profit. And then I started upping my game, wanting to change my average sale price from, say, $25. I got it up to $57 for the last two and a half years. And the only thing that changed from online with those numbers is my vintage booth. Now I look for items that I could sell, as we call bread and butter. For me, it's 10 to 15, sometimes even $20 that I'm looking at either just doubling up on my money or tripling that. So that's the only difference when it comes to those two different like average sale prices. So the thing that people try to look for isn't always what you're coming across in your area. It's ideally that we want to find these things, but you have to focus on what's in your area that's worth looking for and trying to find ways to feed people to it that isn't just thrifting in stores. It's reaching out to people and communicating and networking.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing to making profit is buying low. Like you make your money on the buy. I typically only buy stuff at 10% of what I'm going to sell it for. So if it's selling for $50, I really don't want to be into it more than $5. And a lot of that is because if I have it a year, I'm going to sell it for 50% off, and I want to still be making money on it. So I figure my fees are at 20 to 30%. So like if I pick something up that's going to sell for $100, I figure $30 is gone towards the fees. So that leaves me $70. Again, my situation is a lot more complicated than probably the majority of you guys because I have employees. And when I do my what sold videos, I don't go taking into account like electric and payroll, and it just because it's not the average situation, and I'm not figuring that out by the item. That's at the end of the year, that's my taxes, that's my profit and loss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to break all of that stuff into one item. The big thing is the overall picture that you're making money. You're gonna lose money on some stuff, and that's what we all like to call paying to learn. You're gonna make mistakes. And for me, even if I break even, I'm getting my investment back at minimum. So like, say I made a bad $50 buy, I sold it for $50 after the profit or after the fees. I got rid of an item. I didn't make money on it, but I got that $50 back, and now I can go buy smarter, hopefully. I think we all, no matter how long we've been doing this, we're going to make bad buys. And I think a lot of them come from items we like, where we're like, oh, that's going to be so great. And it's not. That happens, it happens. And like, you can't beat yourself up about one item, or even two. Again, the biggest thing is overall that you're making a profit, and it can be difficult as far as with the, individual items. But I figure if you figure 30%, that should cover like a typical person's like shipping supplies. It should cover the minimal amount of electric that, that you're using and things like that. All right. So as far as this, the software, there is My Reseller Genie. Marsha can put the link in for you. I have a code. You can get a discount. I think they do like 10 or 15% off. They are very low cost. They are $10 to $20 a month. They will import all of your sales. They will make all of the forms that you need to give your accountant for your taxes, and they will show you your profit and loss. You can put in what you paid for the item. You can figure it out. List Perfectly also has some accounting with it. I have not tinkered with that. I don't think it's as detailed as like My Reseller Genie. My Reseller Genie is a tax software. You can use that instead of QuickBooks, and it'll import all of your sales, I think from eBay, Posh, Mercari. So you don't have to do it. So it's for both. And I think it would help you track what you're wanting to track. And again, I think their highest plan is like $19.99 a month. It's really low cost. And you can use the Nurse Flipper and get a discount on that. And I saw a super chat just come in. Oh, it's Julie. Julie from One Way Vintage sent a $5 super chat and said, "Hi, Kat, Sunny, Kathy, and Linda. So happy to catch you live. If eBay let you change one thing tomorrow, What feature would you fix, add, or delete? That's a fun question.
That's a great one. And I could be wrong, but I have a hard time. Like, I want to send offers out, like on Macari. It's just like send an offer, send an offer, send an offer. And I feel like on eBay, I have to wait for them to like my item before I can sell them an offer. And that's discouraging. But I could be doing it wrong. I don't know. Am I doing it wrong?
And I haven't done eBay in a while, so I don't know if it's still the same. But I know one of the things I got discouraged about eBay is having to fill in every little blank, little blanks and square, here and there. I have a hard time with that. I wish it was simplified like Poshmark, and then I think I would love it. So that's what
gotten better about that. But
they have gotten better.
I think they've gotten a little better, yeah.
It's been 6 years, so I don't know.
Oh, then they've gotten better.
Oh, good. I'll give them another try.
Two things I would do with this. Sorry, no refunds. And the other one would be, which probably wouldn't be ever considered. They'll be like, hell no. I think the one for the masses would be bulk editing the way it used to be for items, because it used to just be easier back in the day where you would bulk edit something that I think somebody asked in the questions was like, how do you change everything to add $1 per item? You could do that with the quantities, but it used to be a lot easier, like I think a year and a half ago. So bulk editing, I would like for it to be back to the way it was.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I think the search sucks. I think their search, especially on listed items, like it gives you all kinds of crap that has nothing to do with what you search for. Typically when I switch it to sold, I do only get what I'm looking for, but it's hard to get a sell-through rate if you're not getting an accurate listed quantity. So I think that would probably be my big thing, would be that their search function. And I think a lot of that has to do with promoted listings, and they're throwing stuff in there that really doesn't belong there, which is a pain in the butt. I'm going to give Julie my swimming video. Drew left me a comment earlier and said he can't super chat, so I'm going to do my swimming one now. Donna. I went swimming today. It's been a month because I got the sleeve touched up. I got a new tattoo on my foot. I got a new tattoo on my calf. I got a new tattoo on my back, and they were healing. And I did them all together because I wanted them to heal so I could swim. And she wants to do some more shading on the one on my back. And I'm like, I really want to go swimming. So I told her at least this week and next week I'm going swimming, and then I might let her, or I might make her wait till it's 30 degrees out and I'm not really like itching to go in the water. But my plan is to swim year round, and I've been swimming 5 days a week since February, and it has been in the 50s here where I'm at, and I am still going in that water. And the nice thing is the springs are 72 degrees year round, so like on chilly mornings it feels warm. The problem is when you get out of the water. So it feels good to get in the water, but getting out is
Are there alligators still there no matter what the temperature of the water is where you're swimming?
Well, I mean, it's warmer to them than the river water is going to be, but they typically don't like going into the springs because typically the springs are colder than the river, so they prefer the warmer water. The springs that I go to now, I see them in the run, but I've never seen one up in the springs. The one that I used to go to, though, they would be there sometimes in the morning. So that's one of the reasons I switched to the one I'm going to now. But they've only been like 4-foot gators. If they're smaller than me, they're not going to. Like, that's just scary. I'm a good Floridian. I'm not scared of gators. I'm not scared of
You're good.
It's normal, everyday life around here. Like my mom doesn't live near any big body of water, and there was a alligator trying to climb the fence to get her dogs. Like that's how Florida is.
God.
You can climb the fence.
Yeah, they can climb a fence.
Them.
YouTube it. YouTube alligator climbing fence. They can climb a
I
fence.
used to live in southern Florida when I was from 7 to 14. And we lived on canals surrounded our homes and everything. We never had alligators, ever. It's just things have, I don't know. It's just things have changed. Maybe so much growth and that's brought the alligators out.
Yeah, it runs them into like, I mean, we're pretty rural though, but yeah, it's just crazy. All right. David wants to know if anyone has used the Curio app. If so, how does it compare to Google Lens? So I'm going to assume it's something that's similar to Google Lens. So let them know if you've used it in the chat too.
Sorry, I've never even heard of it, so I'm gonna have to pass.
I never heard of it either, so I passed.
Heard of it, never used it, but I should just to know.
I haven't heard of it or used it. So hopefully somebody in the chat can give you some opinions.
Is it a free app?
Yeah, let us know what you guys know about Curio. All right, just me, it says, do you think live sale sellers, and we have live sale sellers on here, I am one as well, so ever give a thought to the buyers who keep buying and buying for years? I wonder how this easy buy source feeds hoarders. So if you live sell, do you ever think about that?
I live sailed for a little while on I forget the name of it, but I did it and I loved it. But I don't feel like I was feeding into hoarders because I had such unique, I don't know why, but just thinking that I had like this unique pin or the weird stuff that I love to buy. Why would a hoarder want my stuff? I don't know, but I guess I could feed into them on eBay though, so I don't know. And I want to try live reselling again, but
you should. It's fun. I love it.
That's what I want. Like all the people would be like, "Oh, hi, Lola." It was so fun, but
I love it.
I never thought about feeding into their hoarding issues. But I don't know. They could get it off my eBay, their hoarding issues. So I don't know. That's my answer. Sorry.
It is truly it is a problem for some buyers, and we do have those regulars that do buy and they buy a lot, and we do sometimes worry, are we contributing to their hoarding? I don't know. We could very well be. It's hard to say. I kind of feel like I'm a little bit of a hoarder now. I mean, I buy a lot of stuff to resell, but I also look, this is all mine. Oh, mine. So it's easy to do. But I always say I'm going to enjoy them for a while, and then I'm going to sell them. So everything I do buy to sell, and eventually everything is for sale. And I think some of our buyers, even though our prices are, I'm not going to say they're super low, but they're lower than eBay's. And we do have some that actually resell. They actually, they must be selling them for really high prices, but there are people that actually do resell what we sell to them.
After Sunny, can I say something?
Go ahead. You can do it now.
Yeah, say that.
My neighbor, when I first moved to Scituate, it was cold winter night and they got the kids to sleep. I got a glass of red wine. I sat down to watch General Hospital. It was so cold and windy out and there was a huge explosion. And I was like by myself. My husband was out at sea. We just moved here. I'm like, Jesus, what is going on? And we do have a hoarder around the street. And she was like, every time we went to the town dump, like would put the stuff in like a swap thing. And she would just take it from there. And she'd put it in her house, put it in her house, put it in her house. And then she, it was awful. She ended up, the town shut the house down, said it was unsafe. And so she was staying with family, but her son, who had a mental illness, came to the house and got in there and started like, I don't know, cooking or something. And the whole house blew up. Just blew up.
Oh.
And I was just horrified because her son was in the house and he had passed away. And so she redid the whole house and she was going to sell it. And in less than 6 months, it's fully hoarded again. So they're going to get it wherever they want it. I don't it's an illness like anything else, but I don't know if they can wait so long to get us through the mail. You know what I mean? They want that stuff now.
They want that fixation and endorphins.
Yeah.
I mean, for a while, I got pretty close to being what my wife considered a hoarder. And then I was looking at things and I started realizing I was walking a certain way into my office and stepping over stuff like hiding. And I was like, you know what? I shouldn't be walking like this in the comfort of my own home. It doesn't feel like home anymore. Say my office, it's feeling more like an obstacle that I was going through. So that was something I picked up for myself. And I started cleaning all my mess. Now I could walk straight lines and walk anywhere in my garage and in my office. But for us to know who a hoarder is, I would say it's difficult because you alone only sell so much items to a person, and they might buy, say, 10 items, but who knows who they're buying from other people.
Correct.
And I feel like it's, in a way, respectful not to be trying to tap in to something that a customer's doing and just put out good vibes. And I think I've heard Jocelyn, the crazy lamp lady, say this before, and Christina, if she's still inside here, will say like bid appropriately and, you know, purchase within your means. And I hear people and whatnot say that too.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point too, because I think that's another thing. And it used to bug me, I'll tell you, when I started selling on Whatnot, because like we'd get these buyers that would buy tons and tons and tons, and then they would stop. And I bet money it was because their credit cards ran out. And I'm like, man, am I taking like all these people's money, and then, you know, they're maxing out their credit cards to buy from me. But the bottom line is, and like Linda said, if they want it, they're going to get it from someone, whether it's you or somebody else, they're going to get it. And we have no way of knowing. They could be a reseller too, right? Like they could be a reseller. They could be reselling the item. We don't know what they're buying for. I don't know how to tell this story without kind of giving away. I'll just say we had a buyer that we found out, like we saw was like major hoarder, but what do you do? Like that's not, and I hate to say this, and it's gonna sound cold, but that's not my friend. That's not my family. Yeah, I like my customers. I love my customers, but that's not my place to be like, hey, you should stop buying stuff. You have way too much.
It wouldn't do any good either. Even if you did, it wouldn't do any good.
Them off, and they're gonna go buy from Sunny, or they're gonna go buy from Kathy, or go buy from Linda. Like they're gonna get it from somebody else, you know. But it's not my responsibility to try and.
That's a tough question. I mean, it's like we all have.
Really is. No,
it's bad. But I never thought, oh my God, I'm selling to a hoarder. I never thought about it, but
now you're gonna. Now you're
yeah,
gonna.
I know I am. Like my neighbor, her son.
Can you send me a picture of your living room right now? I need to see it before you can purchase. Like, what do you do? What like? Can you imagine how bad that would look to other people and them? Like if you were to do that? Yeah, I'm gonna throw this up here. I'm gonna throw it up here. Look, Mary Jo says, I worry for some of my reseller friends that cannot stop buying. That is like such a valid point. And if you guys don't know, I have a Facebook group called Death Pile Destruction that I started when I realized that I had too much.
Yeah,
too much.
I should go on there.
I had thousands and thousands of items that were not listed. I was still buying more. And I said, and I made a video about it. I was like almost crying. I'm like, I have got to stop. Like, this is a problem. It is a problem. If you are buying and buying and buying and not selling, there is a problem. And if you are buying and buying and buying and have a ton that is not listed with no plan for it, be it a live sale, a garage sale, or something, you are one of those hoarders. Whether you want to admit it or not, you are. Like Sunny was saying. Like I got my stuff. When was it? Probably, I feel like 4 years ago, I got my stuff out of the house, and it was stressful. Like having your house overrun with inventory is stressful, regardless of if you're OCD or not. Like there's stuff, and it's
It is,
butter
it
and
is.
it's just there. And yeah, so like it happens. I wanted to throw this up there because LJ put this and like I didn't think of it. But yes, being able to leave negative feedback for buyers, hands down, that beats my answer. Yes, we
Oh,
should
for
be able to.
buyers.
For sure. And I keep meaning to put Tiffany up here, Thrifting Vegas, one
Oh,
of my very, very good friends. So me and the kids were in Vegas in February and we had dinner with Tiffany or lunch. We had lunch at like this amazing Italian place. And then Sunny took me and the kids to dinner too. Carla couldn't join us because she was working. But yeah,
I kept her hidden.
I have so many good friends in Vegas. We have to go back to Vegas soon. And Katie and Vicky said we could stay with them. So we have a place to stay. So we need to, me and the kids need to go back to Vegas. I love Vegas. All right. Dun, da, da, da. All right. Lulia said, what are your thoughts on eBay's new system of auto-generating positive feedback for orders that are successfully completed if the buyer does not provide their own feedback within a week after delivery?
Oh,
What? What?
I didn't know that.
What? What ease-based system, auto-generating positive feedback? That's like Macari. I actually didn't know about that, and I can't say anything about that
Yeah.
because I don't appreciate it. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna pass. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that either. So I'm going to pass.
As long as it's not negative, I'm good with that. If it supports my business, I'm for it.
Yeah.
With the little things that we do get from eBay, that's like okay, which we all want different things for the masses, not just for ourselves. I mean, you just got to take it.
But on eBay, you don't have to put anything, right?
No, and I mean, I don't care as long as it's positive, whatever. That's almost what Mercari and Posh do.
Sorry, I actually don't even pay attention to it, but I guess.
Yeah, I don't pay attention unless they're neutral or negative.
Yeah.
I've never had this before until a week and a half ago. I sold some Converse like ankle shoes, sneakers, and I saw a photo. The person sent a photo with their message. I've never seen that before.
Was it a bad message?
No, it was a good one. It was saying they're just as described and they loved them and they're wearing them. Like, imagine you just pointing down at your shoes.
Yeah,
a
that
photo,
was
and
great.
that's what it was. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's great.
Yeah, I just got a neutral this week, and if you want some entertainment, go look at my feedback at my response to it. They left me neutral feedback. They were Victorian, like over 100-year-old panties. Yes, panties. And they said the elastic was stretched out. So I took to Grok and AI and figured out how to nicely say they're 100-year-old panties, and I expect the elastic to be stretched out.
Yeah.
But it's if you want, go look at my feedback. Go look at my feedback. I responded to it, but I used Grok and AI. All right. Christina said, "What is eBay's optional listing upgrade fee, and how do I turn it off? My mom is paying 77% of total sales and fees."
What is eBay's optional listing upgrade fees, and how do I turn it off? You need to figure out how to turn that off because that sounds horrible, and I have no idea. I just don't know.
I agree. I don't know anything about. Unfortunately, I don't sell on eBay yet.
So I'm wondering if your mom or you're talking about. This is one thing I don't like about the cell phone when it comes to the fees, adding additional fees. At the very bottom, when you're going to say save for later, if you're running a draft or publishing a listing, it'll have this area where your thumb usually goes to put publish now or post now. It's slightly moved up or down to where one day I hit it and I said, wait, something didn't look right. It was just the way the blue line or something was. So I went back to my listing and saw that I was so used to like doing something repeatedly that it gave an additional 10% like fee to promote it. So I don't want to do it on the phone, but I will tell you, if you go on eBay, go to My eBay at the top right corner, then click selling, and then that's where you're going to see some tabs, and go to advertising, and that'll show you two things, dashboard and campaign. So it might be one of those that you can look at. It's pretty simple to like stop, but if somebody's already having that item or items that you found and purchase it, it's going to hold it, I think, up to 2 days, like to follow what was promoted. It won't just stop because you stopped it.
So I looked it up, and like on eBay, it's saying the optional listing upgrades, or if you do like an auction that's 1 or 3 day auction, that's extra. Bold listing is extra. Subtitle is extra. Reserve price is extra. So there's no way, like if your mom is picking those, there's no way to turn that off.
Oh, boy.
And so also I would think about the promotion rate. And if you're doing trending, some of the trending rates are like 20% or higher.
Yeah.
And there's no way to turn any of that off where somebody can't turn it on if they're the one listing. I have had people do like the subtitle. Do not waste your money, because the thing is that like, say that's $1 fee. Well, it's $1 every 30 days that item gets listed. So that $, especially if you're selling like $10 items, I could see that, or even 20, I could see that 77% fast with $1, $2, $3 little fees. So that's what eBay's saying the optional ones are, but there's no way to like shut it off. And then Christina also asked if there is a bulk way to edit listings and add $1 extra shipping cost. So here's the thing, and what I'm getting from this. I feel like your mom is probably selling lower cost items, is what I'm thinking. And because 50% of the sale being shipping might not be a bad thing if you're selling $10 items. So they pay $10 for the item, they pay $10 for shipping. You would expect it to be 50%. But you have to figure you're only making, it's hard on eBay because eBay shows you the total made. And so you think, oh, that's my $20. No, like the $10 is yours. The $10 was for shipping. So when you look at your numbers, yeah, it's going to look like it was high, but the buyer paid all of that. And if your mom's doing calculated shipping, then it should be charging the buyer exactly what your mom has to pay for it. And she gets a discount if she prints the label on eBay. There is a way, though. All you have to do, you can go to bulk edit, and it's under shipping cost, and you can add a handling fee. But beware, because shipping is already so outrageously expensive. It's costing a lot of people sales already. That extra $1 might make her lose sales. So just remember, even though you see that money, that's not your money to begin with. Like, I wish that's another thing that would be nice with eBay, if they just show us the amount of the items and not the amount of the shipping. But those people who do free shipping, that wouldn't work because they're just, putting it into it. But that's like never your money to start with, if that makes sense. So if it's a $20 item, $10 shipping, $10 item, like that's to be expected. I hope that explains it well. All right. Silver lining. You guys and all your continued. There's all these long 2-part questions tonight.
Boy, we're beginners.
I think it's awesome.
We're beginners.
To be continued.
To be continued. Silver Lining Life says, I'm 135 subs for monetization on Van Life Over 50. I was thinking of starting doing some live selling from the van of small things I source when traveling, bring boxes or poly. I'm going to source for eBay 2 long weekends a month. Do you think it would work if I brought smalls to sell on Whatnot, YouTube Lives, or District?
I don't see why it wouldn't work. If you have all the connections to get onto those platforms, why would it not work? Doesn't matter where you are. I love that you're in a van. That's awesome. But I don't see any reason why you can't be successful in the van doing this. I wish I was doing that.
Yeah, no, I have a friend who she was doing it in a van. They were moving, they weren't settled yet. So she was actually selling out of her van. And then I think there's another gal who was, I can't remember her name, but she was also selling on YouTube. I'm talking about YouTube Live.
Sandy, My Flippin' Van Life.
Yeah, I believe.
Sandy?
Yeah. I like following her.
So-
She was
so
on
the-
last week. Yeah,
I
she
know.
was a guest
I
last
watched her. She's great. So she
Yeah,
can
so
from anywhere.
absolutely.
I wanted to say all that, but Kat took it. The craziest thing I've seen, well, not crazy, but if you have everything that you could do it with and not give you a headache, like if you know your route, know the post office that's coming up to drop things off, and it's not a hassle, by all means do it. That's your hustle, and it just inspires other people to have less excuses and more reason to focus on their business. Because a lot of times we think Whatnot just has to be at home. I seen when I was going, this was like 2 years ago when Harry Tornado had his last event, and Chris Flip the World was selling on Whatnot in the airplane. So he got a few sales in there, and that just was like, okay, what excuses do I have to be on planet Earth and not be able to sell? So I think it's pretty awesome, and I would say that would be awesome to also follow along your story. And if anything, do what Kat says. Like, well, I'm saying this. She mentioned Sandy flipping van life. She's no longer doing it from her van, but I'm sure in time she will, because she does like to travel. I would say follow her and ask questions, because she would know better than I would say the four of us, these little particulars of what to think about that we may not have thought about yet.
Yeah, and I think it would be a good thing, like Sandy was talking about, you just got to make sure you change your ship from address to the zip code of wherever you're at.
I have to say something about that.
I would I don't know if I would make another channel for that. Like, I would just say, like, so here's the thing. I'm putting it back on this. If you're 135 subs away from monetization and you're just doing van life over 50, your audience might not necessarily be very receptive to live selling. They're there to watch van life over 50. They're not there to buy things. That would be a concern of mine, especially close to monetization. You don't want to do anything to jack it up. Okay. All of us want to get paid for what we're doing on YouTube. Unfortunately, not all of us get that. And you're close to getting it. So I wouldn't want to jack it up. I would probably make a second channel. You could put like van life over 50 live sales. So then you direct your viewers to that channel. Like George does that, the Antique Nomad. He has the Antique Nomad Live, because it will jack up the YouTube algorithm. It won't know who the heck to show your content to. It'll be like, oh, she's live selling. Oh, but she's in a van. Like, what am I doing? And it won't show it to anybody. So if you're thinking business-wise with YouTube, you need to have a very focused channel. That's why, like, I pulled out my sourcing videos, and I know you guys are mad at me. I know I need to get back on them. I know I haven't done them, but people like to watch me shopping that don't give a crap about what I'm selling and what I'm selling it for. They just want to watch what I'm finding. So that's why I pulled it out. And I said forever I wasn't going to do that. And I did, because I understand the concept a little bit more. And it's a wider audience that wants to just watch me shopping that isn't necessarily reselling. So, yeah.
That's a good question.
The van life stuff, but what do you do if you're on the move and get returned? So I would say you would have a P.O. box and a home station. And I know Sandy, when she was doing it, she would have like a P.O. box, or she would use one of her friend's address, and then the returns could go there and her friend could be like, hey, yeah, I got the return. You can give them their money back or whatever. Or you could use like one of the UPS stores with an address if, because some places require the street address or whatever, you could do that too. But you would have to figure like once a month or whatever, either your friend mails it to you if you're staying somewhere, or you're going to go back and retrieve the items once a month, or, whatever. You would have to figure that out for sure. All right, let me make sure I haven't missed any super chats. I have not. Okay. Marcella says, I have a question. I found a Lalique item, had a hard time finding it. None have been sold. Finally found on an antique site. It said it's rare from the 1930s, a cigarette holder. So how would you price? She paid $50.
So she paid $50 for the item, but she doesn't say.
It's rare from 1930s.
Definitely rare from the 1930s, but I just don't know anything about cigarette holders. So I'm sorry, I can't help you, because I would, if you searched on all the sites, Google and Google email and eBay and all that, they would kind of give you a hint. And I know there's another site that a lot of the other resellers use that I'm not a member of, but I don't know. I think you should really research it. Or I had one item, a teapot, and I just sent it in to have it evaluated and see what the price was. So I'm gonna say that.
I would check to see if there's any Facebook groups under Lalique, maybe.
Uh,
Or maybe comp some other Lalique items, and then also comps vintage cigarette holders. I'm not really sure either, but that's probably what I would do.
Yeah, with cigarette holders, I typically pass up on them unless they're very unique, as in like colors. It doesn't mean they have to be super valuable. But here in Vegas, having a vintage booth of my own, there are at least 4 people that I know that strictly hunt down cigarette holders, regardless of what they are. They just want it in decent or good condition, and they just buy it. They don't usually bargain with anybody, and they go through everybody. Cigarette holders, cigarette holders, cigarette holders. So because of that, I feel like Lalique is such a good name. I've found a few items of Lalique. I would say like $80 is what I would estimate it, but I also don't know what it looks like. But then I would fall back to the Facebook groups and checking on them and sharing photos, dimensions, top and bottom pictures of it, so that way they know what they're looking at to help you out even further.
Yeah, so I would, if you, I'm guessing the antique site didn't have a price on it, or you probably would have said that. Have you looked on WorthPoint? That would be my question, because WorthPoint has 10 years of history, and I say this all the time, and WorthPoint is not for everybody. Yes, it's a monthly subscription. I use WorthPoint every single day, literally every single day, to either price an item, research an item I'm looking at buying on auction. I use it every day. It is a good investment for me. If you find items like this one, it is worth it for you. They do a 7-day free item lookup. I have a code, but I don't have a discount for WorthPoint. I just get credit if I send you there. But they have a 7-day, 7-item lookup that is free. And then you do have to cancel, or they're going to charge you. But that would be something good if you look on WorthPoint and see it and can't see the price, because they'll let you see that they have it. They just won't tell you what it sold for. So that way you know it's there. Yes, I should sign up, to see it or whatever. But the problem is what you paid for. It doesn't matter what you sell it for. And I say this all the time. What matters, what you sell it for, is the market price. So I would be looking at other 1930s cigarette holders. I would be looking at other Lalique cigarette holders. I would want to look at everything that is anywhere near being similar to that to see what that stuff's selling for, and that's where I would price it from if I could not find it on WorthPoint. All right.
Also
this
look
is
up
not
ashtrays.
Yeah, ashtrays. Like anything similar that's Lalique would be the key. Deborah asked how to cross post. This is not an easy question to ask, and I was actually waiting for Trish to get back to me. Let me hold on. I'm going to message her before I forget, because I want to try and give you guys some free List Perfectly, but I gotta make sure I have the right code to give you guys. So cross posting you can do with, like, List Perfectly is the one that I use. So you can use a program. There's also Vendoo. There is Flip, which I think has free, or you can manually post yourself and put the pictures and copy and paste. That's how I did it back in the beginning. I just kept the pictures on my phone. I like List Perfectly because it will create listings just from pictures. and all my girls have to do is take pictures. It makes the title, it makes the description, and then I put it out to the platforms. I have a few videos on List Perfectly with tutorials. They have hundreds of videos with tutorials on their site. And I have been thinking about, and I actually said it in my video that you'll see tomorrow. I recorded it today. I'm thinking about going live on like either Mondays or Tuesdays and cross-posting live, because I'm doing it all day anyways, and doing it live and just talking to you guys while I'm doing it so you can see it and see the process, because I think it's really intimidating for a lot of people. So that way you just watch it being done and can see like the steps and how it works and things like that. So I am thinking about doing that. Maybe not every week, maybe every other week or something like that. But look for search for the Nurse Flipper List Perfectly. You'll find mine. I think there are 3. And hopefully Trish will answer me here shortly and let me know if I can give you guys a free month. Hopefully I'm going to be able to give you guys a free month. All right. Miss Elena says, do you know about the Poshmark change in shipping services? If so, have you been able to get ground boxes and supplies from the post office? I'm going to go ahead and answer this one too. Somebody messaged me and told me all the steps you have to go through. You have to like call or email Poshmark and they will send you free ground boxes, which is nice. But there are so many people trying to get them. The backup's crazy. I highlighted here. Brian in the chat said he ordered and they got some of the free Ground Advantage boxes. So they are out there. They are real. You just have to Google and find out how the heck to get them. Again, somebody told me and I don't remember. But
Yeah, there's an email address. Just Google Poshmark ground shipping boxes. I just ordered them last week. I haven't gotten them yet.
Trish says that the code is good. So here's the deal. Anybody in the chat, there are 300 of you. Here's the conditions. If you have not ever had List Perfectly, if you've had it, it's null and void. You cannot use it. If you have never had it and you want to try it, free LP43 will get you a free month of whatever tier you want. You can get the $99 one. You can get whatever you want. Free month of List Perfectly. If you're in the chat now, free LP43. I put it in. I didn't put the link, but it will get you a free month. $100 value, guys. Put it in, get it, claim it, use it, try it. You'll see it's worth it. Yeah, so Google it. There is a way. Some people have gotten them. It's just hard to get them from what I've heard.
Have we had List Perfectly on here before?
Yeah, they've been on several times. Yeah. We're going this weekend down to Treasure Island. I am, me and Dalton. And I think we're going to go hang out with Trish this weekend, so I can talk to her about it. I'll be hanging out with her, I think, at least one night this weekend because she's back in Florida, so we can go hang out. All right. Okay. Teacher Treasure Chest says, what do you think is an appropriate price for a finder's fee to pay someone to source for you at the bins for clothing and shoes? So if you have somebody that says they're willing to go, what would you pay them?
No, I can't. No, it's zero. My answer is zero. Zero. And we all know how hard we work. And again, zero. I can't. I don't want to do it for someone else. I want to do it for me. My family. We love the treasure, the hunting, the find. I don't want anything to do with that. I'm sorry. I'm a Debbie Downer. I'm a Debbie Downer on that one.
Yeah, I never thought about it. I mean, I love sourcing myself. That's the great part of it. That's one of the best parts.
I know
sourcing. So I wouldn't pay anybody. But I guess if you didn't have the time, but you needed the items, I don't know, maybe 20%. I that's just a guess. I don't really know. I have no clue because I would never do that because I enjoy the hunt.
That's a tough one because it'll have to be like a training trial to get to know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they got it down, like almost like even 90% of what I'm expecting or wanting.
Damn.
And to be fair, knowing that I could sell these items at the prices that I'm looking for, I would say 30%.
Wow, go Sunny.
Because they're just gonna find more stuff and they got to make a living too. It got to be worth it for
Right,
them,
you're right.
you know.
So I'm gonna say even higher, because let's say you could. The bins are cheap as hell. Like they
I
are
love it.
super cheap. So let's say if I gave them a list of shoes, like these are the brands that I want, only these brands, and they need to be in decent condition, right? So I tell, same thing with clothes. Here's a list. Here's the brands that I will buy from you. I would tell them, bring me their bins receipt. I would double it. They spend $100, I'll give them 200.
Wow.
Because shoes are like $3 at the bin. So you're paying $6 for brands that you want. And you're not going and digging through all the nastiness and elbowing all of the people that are fighting you for stuff. I mostly get linens at the bins is what I get myself. I have no problem obtaining enough inventory for myself, obtaining too much inventory for myself. So this is not something I would ever deploy in my business. I actually tried. So when I first hired Shannon, which if you guys watch our Whatnot sales, she does all the live selling for me. When I hired her, that was the plan, is that she was going to source for me. She shops like I do. She went out one day and I'm like, no more, like alt, because it's enough for like a month when we go out for a day. We both fill up the friggin' cart. We get tons of stuff. And I'm like, I can't do this. Like I can't. So we had to stop it because of that. So yeah, I would double it. Honestly, I don't even think doubling it. And then if they came to me with like a $300 item, I might give them a bonus, you know, like here's an extra $50 or something. Like, yeah, I'm not doing anything. I'm just having good inventory dumped on my doorstep. I'm going to pay. I'm serious. Like I will pay. Oh, wait.
I was assuming I was getting all nothing back. So
no, but no, you would have to tell them like, I only want XYZ.
I know.
Like, and you're not going to pay them unless it's XYZ.
Yeah.
You know, if they bring you a pair of shoes that you bend and they break, then you're like, nope, I won't take that. Take it back.
Can I say
Fired.
One strike and you're out.
Sorry. Can I say something?
All right. So Gila, she's one of guys. I don't ever really talk about it, but I do personal one-on-one coaching. So Gila is my one-on-one coaching student. We just had our call yesterday. If you're interested in it, shoot me an email, thenurseflipper@yahoo.com, and I will give you the information on it. I was doing 50% off, and I still will. I'm okay with that. I would love to have a few new students. But so Gila and I had our call yesterday, and she sent a super chat. So thank you very much. And let's do Sunny. I'm gonna do Sunny. We haven't done Sunny yet. Here you go.
I think we need to put like a voiceover on it, like, and whip it.
Money, money, money.
I would get vertigo if I did that.
I think I just did a little bit, and I didn't even do it that much.
Can I just say something really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
My daughter somewhere in here, my friend told me she's sitting next to me, but it wants something to do with this. That my daughter said, what'd she say?
She said, "Hey, mom."
She said, hey, mom. So can I say hey back to her?
Yeah.
She sells on Depop. Hi, Sophie.
Hey, Sophie.
Love you. You're the best. Thanks for watching me tonight. I know it's not your thing, but it is your thing. Love you. Thanks again.
Thank you for watching us and tolerating us.
And she loves to
Todd.
watch me do it.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Todd wants to know, Sunny, do you know Native American pottery?
That's one of the things I've been wanting to learn for the past 6 months. And I have, my eyes are the worst. I had surgery on my right eye 2 years ago. I nearly went blind because of a growth in there. So for me, it's hard to really see some things at times. So what's been helping me out with Native American pottery is more of Mexican pottery. Talavera and Tonola are things that I could tell that for me, what I've been selling online, either static listings or lives or at my booth, that they do pretty good. But that's one of my go-tos to learn more about, not just because of the materials, but more of the names and the backgrounds. And there's a lot out there. Once I find a name, it gets me into something else and throws me off, because there's not really a place where I'm coming across that has like a straightforward answer to just help me understand more of a pottery. So maybe I just need to focus on one, say, artist at a time and go from there.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I know like Acoma quite well because I've done it. I showed, like, here's a little deer. I showed my little owl last time, but here's my little deer. This is signed Acoma. I love Acoma pottery, and like, there's so many. Like, Acoma's easy to pick up on. Horsehair pottery is another one. The Raku. Yeah, there's quite a bit. I love all of it myself too. So yeah. All right, what am I doing? What am I doing?
How you doing? Can I show you
I'm gonna do
something?
the original one. This is the original one. There was only one super chat. This is it. This is old. This is really old.
Super chat.
Is that the
Even
original?
the graphics are like rah, but
But
I
the
kept it because
original, wasn't
that is the original one.
Can I show you something, Kat?
Yeah.
How do we show it? This is
Oh, is it a little trinket box? It's so cute.
but it's you and your son, and
They look at home.
look at
Has
that.
it got a fun thing inside?
No, but we want to send it to you, me and my daughter.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Look at that. That's you and him. Is that not you guys?
Yeah, I love it.
Found it, and she wants to
So
send
cute.
it to you.
Yeah, for sure. I'll give you my address when we're done.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Jessica wants to know, how far in advance should I list holiday items, so Halloween or Easter, for an example?
Well, that's a great question. I think you have to do it at least a month and a half beforehand, because they're already putting up now. Like, I was at the store the other day and they were putting up Christmas lights.
Yeah.
So you really have to start selling early. That's what I'm going to go with.
I say sell it all year is what I would say. Even on my live sales, we kind of scatter in between. I did have a Halloween sale and that did fantastic. But I just bring those items. I bring a few. I sold a Christmas item Sunday night. I just say do it now. Easter, though, I do want to say, for some reason Easter doesn't do well for me out of season. But Christmas and Halloween, I would say all year round.
Year round. I would say don't wait, but I do tend to see things sell as you get closer to the Halloween. Say Halloween's coming up. Last year, I ended up finding some pathway lights for your walkway up to the house, and these were Peanuts Halloween pathway lights, and they sold for asking price even up to a week afterwards, after Halloween was over. So year round, I wouldn't say just wait until the time comes up.
Yeah, and I'm going to agree. I've been telling everybody on like my videos that now's definitely the time, but I do not hold anything. I list it as soon as I get it. I was listing ornaments in January. And January, actually, a lot of Christmas stuff will sell because as people are taking down their decorations, they'll realize stuff that they're missing and they'll go ahead and order it in January. So we sold a ton of Christmas stuff in January. But same thing with like winter clothes. You know, people are vacationing all over the world. It is cold somewhere, I assure you, all the time. So I don't hold anything back. I list it as soon as I buy it. And I would say the only thing is, like, depending on your comping, Like some stuff can be worth more at Christmas. Like people are going to pay more at that peak season. So like the ceramic Christmas trees, just as an example, I might price mine high if I'm listing it in July, right? And it's probably not going to sell until it gets closer to Christmas because I'm pricing it at like a Christmas price, but mine will be the first one that's already up when those Christmas shoppers get there. It's already there. So you could price high, and you could use TerraPeak to see, you know, what they're selling for at that time of the year. You could also use WorthPoint, because the price is going to fluctuate on a lot of the seasonal stuff unless it's really rare and collectible, and then it'll sell high year round. You know, like some of the Christopher Radko ornaments, that just as an example, like Tiffany ornaments are going to sell really high year round. The collectors have ones that they're looking for, and they're looking for them all the time. They're not looking for them just at Christmas. But then you might get the seasonal buyers in there. All right. Teresa said, Kat, when saying don't drop the promote amount fast, is that each individual item or is that for all your item? Example, one item has no promotion amount, other is set at 10. Only the ones that are set at whatever it is. So I set all of mine at the same price just to simplify it, or at the same promotion rate. So if you're not setting them individually, you would have to go back individually and drop them low. But if you have one at 0 and you want to put it at 5 and your other one's at 10, then it doesn't matter because you're not cutting the 110 in half to 5. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Patty wants to know if everyone has started decorating for fall or Halloween.
I put out one pumpkin with black spots on it because my daughter is severely like, you can't decorate until October. And I don't know how she let that one go by, but she did. And I got one item up. But no, I'm not going to get away with anything. And I think she's right. Wait till October 1st. That's our opinion.
Yeah, all I have done is what you see behind me, and mostly because I had a Halloween sale, and I put little witches hats on these guys, and I left them there. But my husband doesn't like anything until October, so usually October 1st.
Same with my daughter, yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm the man of the house, but it's the woman that's in charge. And whatever she says for me to do, I just do it as long as I don't end up in bruises.
Wait, so do you do it in September or do you do it in October, Bruce?
Whatever she says, move this here, pick this up over there. Even if it's 20 times, I'm just like,
that's right.
Yes, dear.
Yep.
That's right.
As you wish.
So I think I've said this several times, and I don't know if a lot, like I'm not overly girly. I do not decorate. Like my house is so plain, it's not funny. I just don't have it in me. It's just not me. I try, and I think I have Halloween stuff, so maybe I'll try again. I'd like to do it for Dalton. Like I'd love to be that person that is doing it, but like I don't have like that sense of style. It'd probably look like somebody'd be like,
no, it'll look great.
no, for real. I don't have it. Not like I'm not lying. Like I just don't like, I have no sense of style, no sense of decorating. It's just not me. It's just not me. I'm learning how to like dress myself finally. Shannon dressed me for a long time. I'm finally like, I can halfway dress myself now. She's still though, like I just bought 2 pairs of jeans. She's like, here, buy these. They'll fit you. You need these. I'm like, okay. And I just buy them. Like I just, it's not me. So yeah, I don't know if I will. I always like, I'll buy stuff on sale and I'm like, oh yeah. And then I can decorate. And then I don't do it. I do for a little bit for Christmas, not a ton. Like I'll do the mantle and of course we'll do the Christmas tree, but beyond that, like, yeah. Shannon decorates every friggin' room in her house for Christmas. She even has like a Christmas room. Like that's not me. That's not me.
We go overboard. My husband does the outside and I do the inside, and we go crazy.
See, like we just don't. You won't know like what month it is.
I don't do bedrooms or the bathrooms, but the rest of the house is done.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Todd sent a super chat to tell us he has Halloween blow-ups that look like Sunny. You know what that gets, right? You know what that gets.
You just called me swollen or puffy.
What?
You called me puffy. Them are fighting words.
Wait, what happened?
I don't know how to take that as a compliment. Is it cute? I
No,
guess
it's
that
a
one.
blow up. It's not.
That's
Well,
cute.
that's,
Said you're a blow. I almost said a blow-up doll.
oh my God. We have a problem here.
Blow molds. I think you meant blow molds.
Sonny,
Blow
fix it.
molds. All
I
right.
think it's an awesome one.
Here, this is what you get for saying that. Here you go. I couldn't really read what it said on his butt. Somebody asked us what it said on his butt, and I don't know what it said on his butt. I'm sorry. It said Le Bon or something
don't-
like that. Le Bon.
I don't make it out either.
Lebanon.
Le Bon.
La bum bum.
I was trying. Hold on. Do.
It's
Hold
not something I was trying to look at ever.
on. Well, you know,
I do know.
it happens. Hold on. Let's see. I got that. Do. Teresa wants to know, do I need to be careful of non-promoted? Oh, yeah, no, just the promoted ones, Teresa. Sorry. Tonight is the night of two-part questions. I dub it. All right. The
No.
Camper's Grapevine said, what's the best place for the lowest shipping cost from Illinois to Alaska? Interested buyer notified me of a cost of $127 of USPS ground. I checked pirate ship, but it's only $30 cheaper.
I've just found that UPS has been cheaper no matter what.
UPS, you said?
Yeah.
I don't know. I use Pirate Ship for my live sales. That's all I use. I don't usually use UPS because I just had issues with them, but I just use USPS and Pirate Ship.
Yeah, freaking Australia. An order last year hit me pretty hard because I wasn't thinking of not Australia, Alaska. Yeah, Alaska. I wasn't thinking of Alaska when I listed this because I don't really get offers or orders from there. So I found this. It's called Tactical Tailor. If you want to look it up, very expensive type of military gear. Found this backpack with the frame for $25. It sold for $475, and I had it for I think $40 shipping. It ended up costing an additional $100 to get it shipped. So I ended up just eating the cost rather than going back and forth with the buyer. I just thought that was a lesson learned for me. So when you see something like that and you feel something's wrong, I would see if you could use what Kathy said, the pirate ship. See if there's a difference in options because sometimes eBay's option is a little different. So what I ended up doing after that was just taking off Alaska orders for my stuff. But I know not everybody wants to do that because we want to make money. But I really get orders from there. So it's one I'll look out for. And if you could work out a better deal, then do that. Did Cat leave?
No, I'm still here. I'm hiding. I have to do something. I would think not ground would be cheaper. Like, wouldn't like flying it from Illinois to Alaska be cheaper than ground? I feel like, right? I don't like shipping is expensive. I had somebody today, I sent them a 50% off offer and they're like, shipping ? And I'm like, it's calculated. It's exactly what I pay. And they're like, well, it's too much. And I'm, well, I'm sorry. Like, talk to the government. What else do you want me to friggin' tell you? Like, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Like, and it has went up and it is deterring buyers, especially when you have Amazon mindset society because they have Prime and they don't pay for shipping. I don't pay for shipping. And I know sometimes them suckers are losing money on me because I'll order one thing and they'll be like, do you want to add it to your order? Nope. I want it tomorrow. I don't want to wait 2 days. I want it tomorrow.
Right.
You're going to pay the
You're
shipping.
right.
I really wonder, like, they have to like be taking a serious hit with some people, seriously. Because if you buy like a $10 item or a $5, they have like $5 and $3 items with free shipping. It's costing more. Like it's costing more. You know, like so sometimes it is. And if they live in Alaska, I'm sure they know that shipping is always high. They know that. You know, like you can't change the price of shipping. And that's where, like, if you have more expensive items, you might be like, oh, I give you $20 off to offset some of the shipping or something like that. If you have, but if it's $20 off and lose money, like, I mean, it is what it is, you know. I don't know. All right. Horry County Insider, who do you think has better? I have the hiccups. Who do you think has better deals, Goodwill or Salvation Army?
Wow. Well, I just kind of consider them the same. Like they give money towards people that have disability. I mean, you know, issues, drugs, alcohol, whatever. But I actually, and I could be 100% wrong. I kind of thought that they were the same, and I treat them as the same when they have the 50% off everything or 50% off on Tuesdays or whatever. I never thought that the two of them were something different. I just thought that they helped people who had issues and needed help. So could be 100% wrong. Goodbye.
Yeah, they're definitely different organizations. Unfortunately, we don't have a Salvation Army here anymore. They've all closed up. So Goodwill, or we have a it's called Desert Thrift, Purple Heart Desert Thrift. And I like to go there because they really give to the community and they give to the veterans. So
Are you talking about Desiree?
Desiree.
Goodwill is
Deseret.
out of those two.
I'm gonna say Goodwill. The two Goodwills closest to me have prices have been becoming better on Cheyenne off of 95 and 215 on Durango here. But if Pat is throwing in Deseret Industries, hands down Deseret Industries. I know they're not in your question, but those in the chat, you could tell us which is your best thrift store, even if they're not in the two that are mentioned.
And look for coupons, because I know I don't know, they're all different in every state, but our Goodwill also, if you sign up for their email, they'll send you a 20% off coupon, but you do have to spend $20, which is easy to do. And then on Tuesdays, we get senior discount, 25% off. So.
Yeah, honestly, it really depends. I will say it depends on the area, because I've seen some Goodwills that are still priced very reasonably and some of them are very high. The same with Salvation Army. In my experience, Salvation Army has been a little bit lower, but again, it depends on the area. If I'm going thrifting, I'm not going to either one of those. I am going to the smaller charitable ones. Like here we have Key Training Thrift. We have 4 of them. The last weekend of the month, they do 50% off the whole store, which is absolutely wonderful. And then there's another one called Jericho. Yeah, Jericho is in Brooksville, Spring Hill. They do the same thing, 50% off. They do dollar clothes. Both of them are charitable and help. I believe Jericho helps people that have had drug problems. And it helps get them into rehab. It helps get them training and things like that. And Key Training is for, I believe, disabled people, just like, you know, Goodwill, Salvation Army. In my experience, those and the church thrift stores have way better pricing than your corporate Goodwill and Salvation Army. So I would rather support the little guy over the corporations, personally. All right. Welcome back, Sunny. Salvage Joy wants to know, are any of us going to the East Tennessee reseller meetup at the end of the month? When is it? Because if it's the last weekend of the month, I don't know when it is. Does anybody know when it is? Is anybody going? None of us are going. If it is the last weekend of the month, I am going to a rodeo in South Florida. So I will not be in Tennessee. If I was not going to the rodeo, I would seriously consider going to the Tennessee meetup. I will tell you guys, if you guys know about meetups and you're going to them, message me, because I don't have a lot of time to scroll, but I like traveling. So if you know meetups, tell me about them, but you have to like tell me, like message me and remind me. I forget things a lot because I have way too much going on. All right. Cheryl says, when you list items, do you just guess at the weight? I find myself weighing, measuring, packing all at the same time. How can I do this without having to package everything?
Wait, let's just say that one again. Why would you have to redo it again? Wouldn't you just...
Because she's basically saying she has to package it all up. She's doing everything to know the weight. I'll just skip it and say...
That's the right thing to do. Like, just weigh it back.
No, like you shouldn't have to package everything when you list it. Could you imagine 8,000 items and
everything, but put the weight on like as if you were packaging it.
Put a box on the scale, put some bubble wrap on the scale, and put the item on the scale. Don't wrap it up. Don't wrap it up. I don't know if anybody has any other words of wisdom.
I agree with that.
Nobody? Okay. This is funny. So yeah, Wendy's saying, how is the dog 1 year old already? Time flies. Yeah, my divorce is over 1 year old now too.
Yeah.
I should have done an anniversary of that. Yeah, it's been over a year because I got the dog after the divorce. And if the dog's turning, it's been over a year since my divorce. It's crazy. Yay. Okay. Melissa said, I have to say I watch the Nurse Flipper all the time. You've taught me so much. Seriously, I love all your deep dives. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. I love doing them because I learn when I make those videos just as much as you guys do. And I try and do stuff that I know a little bit about. So, because sometimes there's going to be bogus sales. And some of you have caught them and told me like, Kat, that was not real. And I'll be like, whoops. So I try to do stuff I know at least a little bit about so that I could be like, that's not right. You know, I don't want to show you guys stuff that's not right. Sometimes some of them might slip by though, but yeah, so you're very, very welcome.
Yeah. And Kat, I just have to mention, because of your, what is it? Your thing on scarves. I don't usually get scarves. Now, for the last 2 trips I went to Goodwill, I'm looking at scarves and I'm finding some amazing scarves that are silk, wool. I found one today that I know one sold for $75. I haven't looked at the other ones yet, but they're only like $250 to $350 plus my without the discount. So I'm paying like under $2 a scarf. And if I can get, even if I get $25, I'll be happy. But that really opened my eyes.
I love it. And I think a lot of people look it over. And I showed my what sold today. Like I sold a high dollar fedora. And I think fedoras are ignored a lot too. Yeah. Because like people pick up vintage, trucker hats and snapbacks, but they don't look at the fedoras. And I sold one for like $70 that I got at a thrift store.
They're so easy to ship.
Yeah. Hats aren't horrible. I would assume New England Thrifter said have eBay international fees went up. I believe they have because everything else has. So I would assume they have. But I know that there was some law with the customs that made a lot of the fees way, way higher. So I know that. That's all I know. All right. Silver Lining Life wants to know, are there returns? God, I see you. I'm going to get you in a moment, sir. Silver Lining Life says, are there returns on Whatnot or District instead of eBay or YouTube? So if you've sold on Whatnot or District, if you can answer that.
I do not sell on District, so I cannot answer that question.
I've sold a few things on Whatnot, but I've never had any returns.
I haven't allowed returns because I just figured I'll just refund them. It's one wasn't a legitimate return. It was more of somebody using a platform and trying to get over on others, and they were removed. So I didn't know that until after the fact, until I was reached out to, and I'm assuming other people, other resellers were too. So no, I don't really have issues with returns, as in I don't get them too often. I think as long as you do right by listing the item and being honest with it and pack it properly, that the customer is going to be happy getting what they thought, and it might even be better than what they realized or what you explained it as, which is why I don't try to make everything sound immaculate. I'm just being honest. And for some people, because I'm stricter on myself, customers are more of, I guess, open to like, holy crap, this is better than what he explained it to be. You know, even though I didn't make it sound bad, it just, to them, it's something entirely better and different in person.
So Whatnot will take them, but Whatnot has them ship it to them. You do not get the item back, and Whatnot covers the cost of it. But I think they will kick you off if you have multiple. And if somebody's like returning something saying you said it was sterling, it wasn't, Whatnot will test it. And then like if they find out like you're doing like fraudulent stuff, they'll kick you off too. So there are returns on Whatnot, but you have no say-so. And the sucky thing is Whatnot doesn't even tell you. I hate that on Whatnot. So like somebody could be returning stuff on you all the time. And if they were doing that to me, I want to know, because I would block them from buying from me, because that's making me look like,
Yeah, that's
You
all they
know?
want to know.
yeah, they don't even tell you. And then on District, I think I've done 2 returns. Like one was damaged in shipping, and then the other one, I don't remember what it was, but I just did them like myself for it. And then I had a box get lost on District that I had to pay for that never was found too. So that happened too. All right, Scott, you definitely listen. I'm going to share a hair fact with you. I do know hair stuff because I've been doing my hair so much. Sunny knows hair stuff too. You can use regular conditioner and leave-in conditioner. They function different. So since I go swimming at the springs 6 days a week, I don't want to like wash my hair. So what I do after the springs is I do leave-in conditioner. And then like, this is from the springs this morning. I didn't redo my hair. My hair's been like this since 9 o'clock. So I bring all my curl stuff and my leave-in conditioner, and ta-da! It's nice to have naturally curly hair. I just throw some stuff in it, but I use leave-in conditioner too. I wish. Oh, we gotta give him it. Here you go.
Scott, I do not use leave-in conditioner ever. If anybody wants to know, the conditioner I use is I call it Biology. Biolage, I think is what it's called, and it's my wife's conditioner and shampoo. Now I've made the excuse of I don't have time to go get shampoo. Can I just use yours because it's the pricey one, and it's done really nice. It helps me get more compliments.
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
I love you.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun,
It's
dun.
9:51. We're getting through these questions. We answered that one. Kat, did you notice WorthPoint doesn't tell you the website the listing sold on anymore? Yeah, I think whatnot. I think WorthPoint and eBay had a tit-a-tat, and now they can't put eBay on there anymore. They still show the name of like the auction sites, because they do show like Live Auctioneers and some estate auction. They'll show those names. So when it says online website, that's eBay. Okay, that's eBay. They just can't say it anymore. I don't know what happened. Something obviously happened. Julie said live sales killed her video views. Tonight was the last night live on her channel, strictly videos now. Grateful that her friend will host live sales on the channel. Guys, I'm telling you, and this is from somebody, like I make a living off of YouTube. I make a good income off of YouTube. If you want your YouTube channel to grow, it needs to be focused. And you could do, I think, one live a week, like this live I do every week on here is fine. I might do, like I said, every other week live listing, but that might even hit mine. And if I see that, I would stop it because that is my income. But if you're all over the place with what you're doing, YouTube just doesn't know who to show your stuff to.
Mhm.
And again, a live sale audience is not a static video audience. Some of them might overlap, yes, but not all. And then it's going to confuse the algorithm. So making a separate channel, or like your friend has a channel, or make a channel for all of you, you know, to just live sell on, and maybe it'll even get monetized. Or maybe it doesn't. Who cares? You just funnel all the live sale people there from your main channel. If you're trying to make an income from YouTube, I would keep it separate. That's my opinion.
You know, does it make a difference, do you think, if somebody has a live sale, if their main focus is videos and decorating videos, and they have a live sale once a week, if they take that live sale down once the sale is over, do you think that makes any difference? I know somebody who does that. I was just curious.
I don't know, because like I do this one. So my videos are very strategically put out. So like when you put a live out, it overruns your last video. Goodbye. Hopefully Linda will come back. So like for me, this live is not viewed as much as my static videos. You know, it is a separate audience. A lot of it is overlapping, but I also have a lot of people that come in just for this Tuesday night show that don't watch my videos, and I'm okay with that. They just like coming and watching the podcast. But tomorrow I will put a video out that'll kind of trump the live. So I think I don't know that taking it down necessarily helps, but I think putting out, like if you do a live today, putting out a static video tomorrow will help, like kind of knock that live out of the way. Where I wouldn't want, like, and I also don't have a video yesterday that I'm not trumping out with this. Does that make sense? So like if I did my live listing, I would probably do it like Monday afternoon, Monday night, because my video comes out Sunday. Or I might do it on Tuesday, would be a better bet for me, doing it Tuesday during the day, because of the same reason that I have those videos scheduled the way I do. Oh, I see Miss Mary. She sent a $9.99 super chat and said wanted to stop in and say hello, and that I watched your video on, here we go again, video on scarves. Realized the scarf I was using to cover my scarf sells for over $300. I paid 25 cents. They are out there, guys. You think they're not out there? They're out there. People tell me they're not out. They're out there. They might not be.
I haven't checked the prices on mine, but I think they're nice. They feel like really nice ones. And I looked for the Italy, the France silk, 100% wool. And I also want to mention that some of one of the Goodwills I go to, they put them with the scarf section, but they also put them with the linens with the table runners. They have beautiful silk and wool scarves by the table runners.
That's a good thing to like think for.
Yep.
All right. What am I going to, let's do the mermaids. We haven't done the mermaids. I think that's a good one. Linda still hasn't come back. I don't see a message from her yet. She hasn't sent me a message yet.
Her phone didn't die.
Yeah, her phone might have died. That might be what happened. All right. We have 2 more questions, so we'll answer them real quick, then everybody can say bye. Hopefully Linda will come back. Lucas, here's the thing, and I don't know what he was referring to. What happens if they have more knowledge on something? And so for me, and I always say this, like if I undersell something because I don't know about it, I am okay with that. And I mean, I would prefer you don't tell me if you go sell it for like 10 grand and you bought it for me for 100, just don't tell me. But like if I sell it for 100 and it's worth 500, but you have that knowledge, you're getting paid for that knowledge. I didn't have it. If I sold it for 100, I probably paid 10. I made my $90. I'm happy. You can make 400. Good on you. You know more than me about that item. I will never be mad about that. I do not have to be the end seller on things as long as I make a profit that I am happy with. Like I undersold gold. Like I really undersold gold a couple of months ago. I honored it. I sent it to them, but I made a good profit. I got the gold in a sterling silver lot. I got it really cheap. I made a good profit. They're going to make a good profit too because I didn't check what the price of gold was. That was on me. But I'm not going to cancel the sale because of my mistake. I still made a good profit. I'm honoring the price that I sold it at. I don't know if anybody else wants to say anything on that.
You reminded me of somebody who's in the chat right now. This was probably 2 years ago. Mary365 Vintage Hunter. She had bought something for me on Whatnot. I think I sold it for like maybe like $5 or $8. And about a week later, she messaged saying that she sold it for 80. And it's just like you said, she was more knowledgeable in it. I had no idea. At the same time, I bought this jewelry lot in bulk, and I did really well, at the end. So kudos to her. And everybody knows something. And I thought it was really nice for her to tell me about it because she would also share videos, and I learned from everybody. And this wasn't one that stung. It was more like a happy feeling of, that's awesome, because I had no idea. So she still shared the knowledge back. It wasn't like a laugh in my face. So it was a win-win.
That happened actually during a live sale. I was selling, and they were like these fish ornaments. They were like just blown glass fish ornaments. And I got it for like 25 cents a piece. And I was selling them for fairly, I was still making a good profit. But the gal that claimed the item, so we do like auction style, later on she messaged me. She said, Kathy, I just looked these up and they're worth, a lot more. If you want, I can just give, you don't have to honor the claim. But I said, no, I gave you that price. I'm making a good profit. I don't mind, but thank you for telling me. But it happens. It happens. But I like to honor, what I was selling them for.
And that's the great word about it that Kat started off with, was honoring, your business to your customers. Yeah. Unlike the bad stories we hear about people that the sellers realize the item was more valuable and then they cancel it on their end and try to sell it for more. And that to me is like just not something that I would do. So honor your customers, because they're just going to come back again and again and support you and losing them. And that one customer, they know that could ruin what you've worked on however long you have.
Yeah. And I mean, like, so that's the thing on Whatnot. Like if I pull, when I was doing like, I would open like a big lot. If I showed it, I would run it. And I mean, I'd be like, oh, I won't lie. Like sometimes I'm like, shh. Cause I know like I'm pulling out, $150 piece of jewelry. But if I say I'm going to run everything that's in this lot that I show you and I didn't see it to not put it in front of that camera, I'm going to run it. I'm going to run it because I said I was going to run it. I'm gritting my teeth, mind you, as I'm running it, but I'm running it and I'm going to ship it. All right. I don't know where the Highlands is. Clay, what are you talking about?
Highlands?
I don't know what Clay's talking about. Do you ever look at HiBid or CTB? I should have been looking at HiBid tonight. I bet I got outbid on my auction ends on Tuesday nights while we're live. Watch, let's go see. Let me tell you how many I lost. 1, 2, 4, 5. Man, 6, 7, 8, 9. I lost 10 lots and I was only bidding on like 20 because I didn't watch them. It's okay. I don't need stuff. Like it's fine. Do either of you two use HiBid or CT bids?
No. I've been having too much things going on recently that I haven't had time to even thrift, which is good because family is priority.
Yeah. No, I do. I get more than plenty of items. Just thrifting locally, Goodwill, a few yard sales have been really. It's too hot for yard sales, but a few yard sales here and there, and then Purple Heart Desert Thrift, the little thrift shops. And sometimes on eBay. Sometimes I'll source on eBay if I can get some good jewelry lots. But
Yeah, and I mean, people, I don't agree with people on Whatnot canceling it like that. If we sell it, we're going to ship it regardless. And like I said, that's on us to check that jewelry before we put it in front of you. And if somebody wants to do a live unboxing and say they're going to sell it all, then they need to sell it all. And no matter what the heck it goes for, you know? I think Linda's phone probably died, unfortunately. So I'm going to let Kathy tell you guys bye. And then Sunny and myself can tell you what we've got going on. Linda, Marshall, share Linda's channel. And again, I'll type in too. If you want a free month of List Perfectly, go on there and use code FREELP43. Only if you are a new user. List Perfectly, new user. And thank you to Trish and the guys over at LP for giving us that. If you want to try it and try cross posting, go do it. Free month on more on them than me, but I asked for it. And yeah, so here's Miss Kathy.
Oh, well, thank you, Kat and Sunny, for having me on. I love it. This has been so much fun to me. So I do sell mostly live YouTube sales. I hear an echo. It's weird. Picasso Cat is the name of my channel. I sell on Poshmark. Like I said, mostly YouTube. I also, we were talking about different channels for different things. I did start a crafting channel because I didn't want that to hurt my regular YouTube channel. So I do have one called Picasso Cat Gets Creative. And then I don't know what else to say. I guess basically that's it. I do haul videos. And live YouTube videos. And I'm on Thursdays and Sundays. Sunday night at 9 o'clock Eastern with the Chatty Kitties.
Perfect. Sunny, what's going on, my friend?
A lot. The world feels like it's laying on my chest and shoulders. For those who don't know who I am, I'm more than just a reseller. We all are. We got life to deal with and things to overcome. And the last 2 weeks have felt somewhat of a nightmare. And thank God, as of like last night, things have calmed down a little bit for us to come home and not be living in a hospital. And there's a lot more I want to share with y'all. It's just too sensitive as a topic to want to share because it's still out of my control. And as much as I feel helpless, I feel like the community has really helped with their support and prayers. And for me to come home today was just like, yes, I hope this continues, just to, feel like I could just be here and things go well. My wife is pregnant and we are wanting to bring home a child, and there's always obstacles. So with reselling, this is why I push myself so hard for when times that I can't resell before this makes up for me being able to afford to be home. So when you're reselling, just remember there's things that are going to happen that are out of your control. So that's why when you are in control, make the most of it. So that way it doesn't just take you all off of what's going on. It sucks and it's hard, but it's also just in a way feels good that I could do something even from the hospital, to sit in the truck if I wanted to and sell items. You have a lot more power and control as long as you put your mind to it and not make excuses to move forward. So that's what I've been going on with. And soon enough, I'll have a video. She disappeared again. Soon enough,
I was
I'll
going to make her beg
show
to
you
say
all.
bye.
Yeah.
And she disappeared again. Okay, so next week I am super excited. We're going to have Steph Sells Seashells and David Palayo on. So 2 new people again that neither have been on. Hopefully Linda comes back. I'm going to give her like a minute. Hopefully she comes back. Tomorrow, I believe Shannon will be doing a live jewelry sale and whatnot under my name. And also Thursday and Friday. And then I will have a video of what sold out tomorrow. Friday will be high dollar what sold. I'm making you big. I'm letting her say bye. Okay, say bye. Woohoo! Tell them bye. Where to find you. I'm back. You got to tell them where to find you. What's your name? Where do they find you?
Can you hear?
Oh, you can find me at Lala's Mercantile on. I'm Linda, and I am at Lala's Mercantile on.
YouTube, Instagram.
I think it's
Whatnot.
glitching.
She can't remember.
Oh my god! I see the thing. It's making me crazy. At YouTube. Yeah, it's at YouTube.com.
Perfect.
Sorry.
It's okay. Marsha has the link too for you guys. All right. Sunny, I'm glad you're back. Thank you. Linda and Kathy, it swapped you again. I don't know what's going on down there. Thank you, all of you in the chat as well. Again, we are here every Tuesday, 8 to 10. We appreciate you all so much, and we will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.